Let's talk some grappling. We got CJI. We've got ADCC coming up in August. But guess what? July 12th, next Friday night, live on pay-per-view. And about 40 to 60 people live in person. We've got battle mats, the first ever battle mats. And this all came about on 3 questions with the president. I asked President Jay Golshani of Battlefield Fight League whether we would see grappling back inside the Battlefield Fight League cage. Let's have a look at that. We will tell you a little bit about the rest. So big here in the Lower Mainland, like there are gyms on every friggin' street of Vancouver nowadays. Like grappling is huge, and ADCC has blown up. Tickets sold out in minutes to ADCC. So I could see it being highly popularized, and I could see if you put it out there on social media that you wanted jiu-jitsu guys, and maybe if you guys were going to implement a title, that it would draw some different eyes potentially to Battlefield Fight League.
Let's do it then. BFL 81, we'll do 2 grappling matches and the undercard done.
Done.
So we'll get a poll and then we'll do a vote to see. We'll get a bunch of names and then we'll have fans vote in the weight class, whoever ranks highest to face each other.
Grappling is growing so big here in the Lower Mainland. Like there are gyms on every... Well, that wasn't what happened. We now have battle mats. And so President Jay Golshani and myself had a lengthy conversation discussing the grappling that we wanted to do, and it didn't come down to a vote. It didn't come down to any of that other stuff. It came down to 8 men. I posted on my social media posting that I wanted 185-pound guys who could make the 185-pound limit for an 8-man bracket tournament, and I had an immense number of guys hit me up to want to do this, and these are the 8 on the screen right now that have made the cut. And this event is going to be fire. Like, these matches are probably the best of the best matches that we're going to see out of the Lower Mainland in terms of the grappling scene. In Nogi especially. First match, we've got John Chan against Christian Tremaine. Wow. Like, these guys have competed against each other in the past. They also trained together at On Guard at times. John representing Nimbus, Christian representing On Guard, and that's a match in itself. Jordan Stutt against Matt Kwan. Man, again, these guys have competed against each other, and they will go at it again, but fun matchup. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into each match, but Cajun Johnson against Daniel Richard. This one's an interesting one, sort of a sleeper match on this card. And then we got Janik Susanthan against Lucas Wilhan. And a lot of people are saying Lucas and Matt Kwan are probably the top 2 in terms of rankings for this, or favorites, betting favorites, I guess. And then we have an alternate match, Zachary Clancy against Mike Creedle. Just in case someone gets knocked out in this tournament due to injury, we'll have one of them, the winner, step in, being the Daniel Cormier of this bracket. So let's look at the bracket. First round on this side, the left-hand side of the bracket, we got Christian Tremaine against John Chan. I love that John managed to get his name in there as John Chanaher. It's a moniker that he goes by locally, and he was able to get battle mats to put it out there. This is a match where Christian is a gritty performer. He's a gritty grappler. He's a guy who likes to get on top and put his pressure and utilize that top game. And it's like that old school grinding performance that he'll put on. And John Chan, probably one of the more knowledgeable guys in this bracket, is very technical. He studies a ton. He looks to guys like Matt Kwan, who just gave him his black belt, and Rob Bernacki from Island Top Team, and looks to be the most knowledgeable guy around. It's a match that's going to be like, who's going to implement their game first? And that'll be the case with a lot of these matches, but this one in particular, if Christian can get top pressure and chest to chest, it might be tough for John to be able to open up the space. And if John is able to be as technical as he can be, then this match will go to him. It's just such an interesting technical matchup. And you guys got to watch it live on pay-per-view or in person if you were able to get tickets. The other match on this side of the bracket, Jannik Susanthan against Lucas Wilhan. Now, Lucas, as I said, probably the betting favorite in this bracket. And Jannik, absolutely nothing to lose when it comes to coming in to this tournament. He has said himself he's probably the underdog in the entire tournament. He's a purple belt out of Royal Academy on the North Shore under Philippe Matos. And this guy has a game where he likes to get underneath guys. He likes to attack the legs. And he's just super fit and will roll into submission. So at the end of the day, anybody can be tapped out. Anybody can be submitted. Lucas is a tough guy to submit, and Lucas is as technical as they come as well. Very well versed with the legs, has competed a ton, and as I said, probably the favorite in this tournament. But Jannik is no slouch, and that's why I hit him up to be in this tournament, is because I know he can do well against any one of these guys. Another fun match. The other side, the right-hand side of the back bracket, we got Kajan Johnson against Daniel Richard. Now, Kajan has come up with this sort of game plan that he likes to call a system. I know Matt Kwan said that it's not a system. It's a, I don't know what he said, but he said it's not a system. And it's primal grappling because he injured his neck, and Daniel knows this. And it's something that it's sort of anti-jiu-jitsu if you watch any of the stuff that he's done. It's not the most exciting, but he will go to any step of the mark within the rule set to not be disqualified, and he'll try to punish you along the way. Daniel Richard, on the other hand, a highly decorated competitor locally, really likes to attack the legs, has a great guillotine, will do a scissor takedown into heel hooks and leg attacks, and is a guy who could get underneath Kajan and get the job done. Again, a 10-minute match is a long match if you're not able to off-balance somebody. And we saw Matt Kwan took on Kajan Johnson at the last Prime grappling event, or Prime Jiu-Jitsu event, and that was in the gi. And Matt won via a sweep and was able to make Kajan hit his butt on the mat and get the 2 points. But it's tough to off-balance this guy, no matter how far underneath you are. But a scissor sweep or a scissor takedown might get the job done. This is one where you could toss a coin, and it's going to be tough to say who wins this match. The final match of the bracket, Matt Kwan against Jordan Stutt. Both these guys have competed against each other before. Matt is, in my opinion, likely the most technical in this entire bracket. The guy studies like no other. The guy teaches like no other. If you train at On Guard, or if you've been out to On Guard, you know that the room is very, very talented, and he is arguably the one to beat on this side of the bracket. A lot of people think it'll be Lucas and Matt in the finals. Who the heck knows? Jordan, another guy, much like Christian, likes to get that top pressure game. If he can force half guard and get chest to chest, it's going to be tough for anybody on the underneath him to make space. But Matt has a guard where it's very tough to pass those legs. He likes to invert in order to stop the pass. He likes to Granby in order to stop the pass, and he likes to keep and win the inside position. And if he's able to utilize that to either win the inside position and attack the legs, or utilize the inside position to come on top, Matt's going to be a tough guy to beat. If I were a betting man, which I don't want to do in this video, so I'm not going to do it. But again, if you're going to break down the top two guys, it's likely Lucas and Matt. And then from there, it's a toss of the coin as to who moves forward with any of these other matches. If Jannik or Jordan are able to get through these guys, we've got a tournament that who the heck knows who's going to win. And then we have the alternate match between Zachary Clancy and Mike Creedle. And Mike he teaches at Revolution Mission, but he trains underneath Matt Kwan. So he's got a great game. He goes balls to the walls. And Zach Clancy, if you've seen him compete, he's a guy that goes balls to the walls as well. He says he's slowed down his game a little bit, but who the heck knows? This is a tournament and a bracket that you're going to want to watch. And I hope you order the pay-per-view, not because I want you guys to spend money on the pay-per-view, but We're not sure how much it's going to cost at this point. It's not going to be through the roof in terms of pricing, but this is a tournament and a competition that you're going to want to see. And if you haven't bought tickets to watch it live, then hit up the Battle Mats Instagram page because it will sell out. Battle Mats, July 12th, live on pay-per-view or in person in Vancouver, British Columbia. That does it for me. This is going to be a tournament like no other. Like the video, comment on the video, share the video because that helps the algorithm, and make sure you check out Slappies.